Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm LJ if you're new to my channel. So today's video is going to be a beginners friendly makeup tutorial. I haven't done one in a long time, so I wanted to do one today. Basically, all the products I'm going to be using in this video today are drugstore products. They're affordable products. For me, I feel like if you're a beginner in makeup, I feel like it's always best to start with like affordable products just so that you can like kind of try different products before you spend a lot of money on things that you might not even know how to use. So I have a pretty good collection of makeup products over here I'm going to use to create a beginner friendly makeup tutorial. So it's not going to be anything complicated. It's going to be super easy, super simple, like an everyday type of makeup look, but it's going to be a full coverage makeup look. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing in this video. So if you're interested, keep on watching. But if you're not subscribed, go ahead and join the LJ family and hit the bell so you're always notified of a new upload. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'. Welcome to a YouTube.
Alright, so I'm gonna put on primer, and the primer that I've really used for a while and I really like is the Milani Rose Primer. It hydrates, brightens, and plumps your skin. So if you have really dehydrated skin, I feel like this primer will give you like that instant hydration. So I'm gonna apply this primer. It does kind of leave like a little bit of a white cast on my skin, but it's not bad. So I usually like to go in with a full coverage foundation after putting on this primer because I don't want the white cast to show over the foundation. So for foundation today, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Super Stay. This is a 24-hour foundation. I feel like this has to be like one of Maybelline's best foundation. So this shade is 360 Mocha. I haven't used this foundation in a long time. I'm gonna take about that much. This is kind of a lot, but I'm probably not gonna use all that. I'm gonna apply this all over my skin, and I'm gonna use my e.l.f. sponge to blend this out. I love using e.l.f. sponges because they're super affordable and they're very similar to the beauty blenders. So if you're looking for like an alternative for the beauty blender, because I know the beauty blender is like $20, very expensive for a sponge. And I feel like sponges, usually for me, they last like 2 months, but I don't usually use the same beauty sponge like back to back. I feel like if you were to do that, it would really just last you like 2 to 3 weeks if you use it like every single day. Of course, the quality is not as good as the beauty blender, but these are like $8 for 2 of them. So I feel like that price is really good. Every time I use this foundation, I'm always like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I think this has to be like one of my favorite drugstore foundations. Alright, so for concealer, a good concealer that I feel like is really good for beginners is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Concealer. So I like this concealer because it's a full coverage concealer. It's very affordable, but I feel like the quality of the concealer is really good compared to like their regular concealers. I feel like these are better quality for the price point as well. So the shade that I'm gonna use is Dark 158W. And mind you, these concealers are full coverage, so because I'm going for a full coverage look, I'm gonna apply pretty good amount. And one thing I like to do with my concealer is bring it up around this area right here. I feel like that kind of gives you like that natural nose contour, and I'm just gonna spread this around, fade it off a little bit. So if you're somebody who's not like used to doing like nose contours, you don't know how to contour your nose, doing this kind of gives you that natural contour so that you don't have to contour your nose too much. So I'm gonna place some on my forehead. So I'm gonna bring this down the bridge of my nose, and I place a little bit right here because the light reflects right there and like right below my lip. So what I'm gonna do is let this concealer sit for maybe 2 minutes, and I'll be back to blend it out because I feel like that kind of gives it like that beautiful blend. Alright guys, so it's time for me to blend out the concealer. So I'm just gonna quickly blend it out, but one thing I like to do is I don't like to like completely blend it out. I like to kind of leave that coverage. So what I like to also do when I blend out my concealer is use like a clean area like around this area right here, and I just like to go in and get rid of all the harsh lines after blending out the concealer. So like right here, just to kind of make it seamless. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend up my forehead. And with my forehead, I try not to go like over around my eyebrow area. If I do, I just go in with the clean side like I did with my T-zone area and just kind of clean it up a little bit. I just don't like when concealer goes all the way right here. I feel like that kind of looks unnatural. All right, so for my contour, I'm gonna use the shade Dark 210 Neutral. So I really love these concealers, especially for contouring. I feel like they blend out beautifully. I like to use the shade Neutral because it's really warm on my skin. So I'm gonna place a little bit also for my nose contour. Do you guys see that? Look at that blend. Like, these concealers never disappoint. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this sponge that I use for the concealer. I'm gonna clean all the harsh lines from the contour so that the concealer and the contour look like they're blended. And then I'm gonna place a little bit for reverse contour. All right, so for my nose, I'm gonna use the Morphe E62 brush, and I'm gonna bring this contour towards my eyebrows just to kind of give that illusion of a bone structure around there. It just kind of also helps fade out the contour a little bit. I forgot these concealers are super pigmented, so I'm going to try and take some of that pigment out by blending it towards my eyebrows. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that down. Alright, so this is the nose contour. This is how I like to do it. It looks really natural and just beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. I'm finna blend that out because it's looking crazy, okay? So I'm gonna go in with the concealer and place this down the bridge of my nose. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the sponge and blend these two together. Not like together as in like blend them all in together, but I'm gonna blend the concealer first just to kind of get that pigment on the sponge. And I'm also bringing this on my forehead. So after doing that, whatever excess I have left, I'm gonna go ahead and blend the contour out just to kind of simmer it down a little bit so it looks more natural, less crazy. Boom, look at that. Like you don't even see the lines anymore. You don't see the contour anymore. It's natural. For setting powder, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder. This one is in the shade medium 30. So what I like to do is I like to take some on the concealer and press it in so that it kind of gives you that smooth blend. You don't want to be able to see like the minerals falling off. You want it to be smooth. So that's what I like to do, and I just like to go in with a little bit and kind of set it. I like to focus on the under eye because this Pretty Fresh concealer kind of creases. So I like to really focus on the under eye and make sure I'm setting it really well. I'm also going to bring this on my eyelid area. So whatever excess is left on here, I just like to go in for the reverse contour. I don't like adding the setting powder because if this area gets too light, it kind of looks very unnatural. So I just like to use whatever is left on the sponge to place it under my contour. And so after setting it, I like going in with the shade Deep. This one is kind of like a bronzy shade for me. I like to use this as a bronzer because it's very, very warm. And I feel like with makeup, once you simmer down the edges of things, it looks natural. Like it automatically just looks natural. The more you blend, the more natural it looks. So I'm going to place some on my forehead. I'm going to place a really small amount because it's really bronzy. So I'm going to use the shade Medium Deep, which is the same shade I used for the concealer. I'm going to take like a small eyeshadow brush and just kind of like tap on my nose and set that concealer that I placed down the bridge of my nose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this brush to dust it off, make sure it looks natural. And I'm just going to use a powder brush, like a big fluffy brush, and take a very, very small amount and just kind of go over like my face with it. This is just going to kind of give it like more of like a natural look. So if you're the type of person that doesn't like too much contour or too much highlight, I would suggest going in with a powder, like a face powder, and just kind of going over everything like this to kind of simmer down the intensity of things. All right, so I'm ready to move on to eyeshadows. Today's eyeshadow palette is going to be the Wet n Wild Coffee Cat eyeshadow palette. So I did a review for this palette and I I really love the palette. I feel like it's very beginner friendly. The palette is $9. It comes with 16 eyeshadow shades, very simple shades that is super beginner friendly if you are not somebody who likes to do a lot of eyeshadow. I know for me, when I was a beginner in makeup, hated eyeshadow. Like, I just didn't know how to do eyeshadow, and so I would just go in with like something simple on my eyes. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. I like to start with just warming up my crease area, so going back and forth and building up this pigment. And I feel like this is super easy if you are a beginner and you don't really know how to apply like eyeshadow, how to blend. It's really easy. All you have to do is just place it on there and just go back and forth in a windshield wiper motion, like back and forth like this, and just focus on the crease area. So back and forth, and just build the pigment up. Then whatever excess is left, I'm just going to spread this around and blend it out. And for this eye, what I like to do is I like to start on the inner portion, like right here, and just kind of blend it out, because the opposite eye is kind of harder to apply. So I just start with the inner corner and then I blend it out towards the outer portion. So the opposite of what I do with my right eye. Alright, so next shade I'm gonna go in with is this right here. What I like to do is I like to raise up my eyebrow and really just get in like on the crease, like right here. And I just like to pack that eyeshadow shade on there. It's okay if you get it on your eyelid a little bit, that's fine. Just make sure you don't go above your crease with this shade. And I'm gonna try and keep this eyeshadow look at a minimal, because I feel like eyeshadow is really not important for beginners. It should be like one of the last things you learn, because it takes a long time to learn and it's like the most complicated thing. Alright, so this is usually the look that I just go for. I just do this, I put mascara, and then I go in and I put on my lashes, and that's literally it, guys. Like, I don't do too much. So I can definitely rock a makeup look like this, but I am going to go in and add another shade on my eyelid, and this is like totally optional. If you just want to like complete the look like this, I feel like this is very natural. I do want to go in with another shade, so I'm gonna mix this shade right here with this shade right here, and I'm using the Morphe M456 brush. I like to use a fluffy brush for matte eyeshadows that are going on my eyelid. And so what I like to do is I like to just place this on my eyelid. No need to cut the crease because it's a matte eyeshadow shade, so I just like to go back and forth. Do you guys see how much this fluffy brush picks up on the eyeshadow? It's crazy. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with that brown shade and just clean it off. All right, so that's about it for the eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply eyeliner. I'm gonna use the ColourPop liquid liner. So I'm just gonna line my lash line very thin because I don't have much eyelid space. Alright, so a really good mascara that I really love using. I feel like I've used this all the time. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Colossal mascara. Please pardon it, it is looking a little bit rough because it has been used and abused, so don't judge it. I really like the mascara because it doesn't get clumpy on me, so it just makes the eyelash application so much better. So for me, I have really short lashes, so I have to apply mascara before applying lashes. So if you have like really short eyelashes and it's really hard for you to apply lashes, try and use mascara before applying your lashes on. It really helps grip the lashes onto your natural lashes. For lashes today, I'm gonna use the Ardell Double Up Lashes. These are in the style 113, and I feel like lashes are totally optional. So if you're not somebody who likes to wear lashes, don't put on lashes. It's not a must, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and work on my under eyes. So I'm just gonna smudge these two shades right here. I usually do this in all my makeup looks. So using the Morphe M213 brush, I'm just going to smudge these two shades down here. Then after that, I'm gonna go in with this dark brown shade right here. And I'm gonna smudge that on the inside. Then I'm gonna quickly apply mascara for the bottom part of my lashes. Alright guys, I promise you this is the last thing I'm doing with my eyes, okay? In my head, I said I wasn't going to do an inner corner shade. So I feel like this part is totally optional, like you don't have to do this. But I do want to add an inner corner pop for those of you guys who do like that pop in the inner corner of your eyes. So I'm gonna use this shade right here, the lightest shade. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my face. So for bronzer, one of my favorite affordable bronzers is the Revolution Pro Sculpting Bronzer. This is in the shade Enrobe. I'm gonna just quickly bronze my skin to bring back that warmth. And I like to apply my bronzer in circular motion, so going back and forth like that. Alright, so for blush, this is like one of my favorite parts. I'm gonna use the BH Cosmetics Chocolate Cherry Truffle 4-color blush palette. And I'm gonna use this shade right here. I feel like this palette is like an amazing blush palette. I do want to get like all the other ones because they have a lot. So I'm just going to apply that. And with blush, what I like to do is I like to start at the apples of my cheeks. Like this, kind of like swipe it up like this, but not going all the way up first. I just like to place it on the apples of my cheeks like this and then just carry it up as I go. I feel like just placing blush like all over your whole cheekbones. I feel like bronzer should go all over your cheekbones and the pigmentation with blush should start from the apples of your cheeks and then diffuse towards your hairline. Alright, so that's it for blush. And then for highlighter, I'm gonna use their Fairy Lights highlighter. This is the Shimmering Body Powder. This is also one of my favorite highlighters. I don't know if they still have it in stock because it was like a Fairy Lights collection. I've never really tried any other BH Cosmetics highlighters, but their blush and their highlighters are my favorite. You don't want to go in with too much highlighter sometimes. And I'm gonna place a little bit on my forehead. Alrighty, for lip liner, I'm gonna use the NYX Professional Lip Pencil. This one is the shade Espresso. Alright, for lipstick, I'm gonna use my current favorite lipstick that I feel like I've used in all my most recent 10 videos maybe. These are the Revlon Glass Shine lipsticks. This one is in the shade Toasting Glasses, and they have a huge variety of shades. This is one of my favorite shades. It's super natural. It goes with literally any makeup look, like whether it's colorful, whether it's nude, it goes with any type of makeup look, and I absolutely love it. And they're only $10, guys. Only $10, like. Alright guys, so this is it for this makeup look. This is like a super full beat drugstore makeup look. Soon I'll be doing a minimalist makeup look. Like if I'm not going for too much makeup, the type of makeup look I would go for, because sometimes I don't like putting on too much makeup. It's not every day that I want to wear like a full coverage makeup look, but I just love creating full coverage makeup looks. So I'll soon be doing that, and it's also going to be a drugstore makeup look. It's gonna be like a makeup look starter kit for beginners, something like that. So that is it for this video. So what I'm gonna do, of course, is fix my hair, and then I'll be back with the final look. All right guys, so that is it for this video. I hope this video was helpful for those of you guys who are looking for amazing drugstore products that are super beginner friendly, super affordable. This is more of like a full coverage beginner friendly makeup tutorial. So I'll also do like a simple one where it's like I'm using the minimal amount of makeup because I feel like every beginner doesn't really go for full coverage makeup look. So that is it for this video. If you enjoyed this video or you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already done so, and join the LJ family. Hit the bell so you're always notified of a new upload. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'. You better subscribe, got it on lock, yeah. Got it on lock, yeah. We need more likes, more views, yeah. You can leave a comment too. Welcome to our YouTube. Welcome to our YouTube.